Okay, so here are a few steps quickly. Assess the export potential for your firm. And we have facilitators here you already met that we can help you assess the potential. Now, exporting is not for everybody. If you have a product that is in high demand overseas or a service, then you can do it. But they're going to be products that are not exportable, okay? And we need to be honest with you about it and realistic with you about it. So we will tell you. Obtain expert counseling. Over here in this room, we have plenty of it. Select the markets. Do I want a free trade agreement market? Do I want a market that has lots of crops and agriculture? Do I want a market that is similar to the US? That all depends on your product. That depends on your strategy. Formulate an export strategy, okay? Now, that I will tell you comes while you go through the process. It's not, oh, I got it. I want to do this, this, and that. Boom. No. It happens over time. But I can tell you, we are there every step of the way, or we will refer you to the experts in each subject or issue you have. Select a selling technique. Do you want to do everything via internet? Do we want to have a distributor there that is going to distribute my products? Do I want a sales rep? All that you can figure it out and we can help you. Okay, so how will you reach your customers? These are all over the world. Okay, so do I need local representation? I can tell you, yes, you need eyes and ears in that market, okay? So you can do that through e-commerce, direct. You can do it through a distributor, which is what we recommend highly. You can do it through an agent, a branch office in the country. You can do it through a joint venture, especially if you're dealing with services. Now, how do I promote and expose my products? How do I market my products? Okay, some promotional materials is important. Right here today, you met people that can actually develop some of that for you, a website that is global, definitely. You might need to have that translated as well. What about trade shows and expos? You got to get the visibility and the exposure abroad. You have to do that. And so that's also where we can help you. So here are some of the services we have in the International Trade Office, and as well as other partners today here. So we can do international market research. You must do research before going anywhere, before doing anything. We must know first if there is potential for you. And we are highly, highly responsible with taxpayers' money, with this grant, but we also have the obligation to tell you if you do have potential or not. So we must do the research to get to that conclusion. Private consultations with Mississippi firms. Our team travels all over the state visiting companies. We love doing that. We call it company calls, road trips, and we really do like that. So let us know. We come visit you. We need to get familiar with your product, your applications, but we also want to build a relationship with you. Technical assistance, all the way from translation to documentation, we do that. Then we have trade lead development, referrals, and also we have a protocol office. If you have, for example, a delegation from New Zealand coming next week, and you need somebody from the state there, we can come and help you with that as well, okay? So we have different programs, trade shows and exhibitions that we do all year round in different industry sectors. We have trade missions or business development missions all around the globe, 10 of those a year, okay? From Mississippi, we take companies there. And the people here that have traveled with us can tell you about it. We do business-to-business matchmaking venues, educational programs like today. We have foreign offices and consultants in Korea, Japan, China, Europe, and Chile. And of course, the best of all, we have the STEP program. The STEP program. Now, I will tell you, this office has been in place for more than 30 years. We have not had a STEP until 2011. And we still operate it, and we still will continue to operate with or without the STEP. Now, here's the part that comes really handy. We can pass those funds to you, directly to the companies that qualify for that. And qualifying is not as difficult as you might think, okay? So, and I can assure you most of you will qualify. Now, so what do we do with this STEP money? Show me the money. I'll show you the money. Here it is. We can do international market research. We cover 100% of that through STEP, and that sometimes costs $1,000 or more for just one country, okay? We pay for travel expenses. 50% of your travel expenses abroad, not only for the sponsored trade development missions that we do as a group, but if you're going on your own, and you have a plan and you have prospects in the other country, we pay for that individual travel for you to go and develop business over there. So, and travel means hotel, airline, means translator, it means transportation to your meetings to look at the facility and tour and learn the market, because that's also what the trade missions are about. You cannot just meet with the prospect. You must learn the market. You must learn what their needs are, okay? Interpretation services and translation. You want to translate your website today? Come see me, because I can pass up to $2,000 for you to do that, okay? If you qualify for STEP. The same with interpretation services. You have some kind of label you need translated for your product to be shipped overseas. We can help you with that as well. We can pay for that. Okay, so here's a calendar of events. This is pretty much 2015, and that's what you have also in your bags. Okay, this over here, okay, is actually, this is what gets you to the business, okay? You can only do so much from your desk in Jackson, Mississippi, or wherever you are in Mississippi. You got to build those relationships. And so we offer opportunities all over the world, as you can see. I don't even have to read this. You can see where we go, pretty much all over the world. So you must build those relationships to finally end with a sale. Now, you might have been lucky so far, and you might have done some sales from here, but if you want to advance or go to the next level, you have to move. No, move. I want to move. No, you want to move. Actually, you have to travel over there. You really do. I mean, that's where you make the connections, okay? Face to face. And the people that have traveled here can tell you that. It's about trust. So how do you trust somebody you've never seen, okay? Or met or talked to? So you must do that. Okay, so all the way from Canada to South America, we're doing even domestic shows, okay? Right here in Alabama. There's an international delegation for this defense show coming to Alabama in August. So what we do is, let me tell you what we do. We have a state pavilion, okay? You pay, if you qualify for STEP, guess how much you pay? Take a guess. $0, okay? We, and the people that have done shows, I think in Ninola Pecan, where are you, Lisa? Is Lisa here? Anyway, I can tell you, she was, I can tell you we pay every single expense related to that pavilion, okay? All the way from the space, the structure, the graphics, you send us your logo and your pictures, and we make it happen. We pay even for the shipping for that show, for your products, okay? In addition to that, if there is a registration fee for that show, we pay for it. So you show up pretty much with your materials to sell your product. That's how easy we make it. In addition to that, we have business development missions that you can see all throughout the world. When you land in that country, from the minute you arrive, we're going to have your logistics taken care of. The taxi from the airport all the way to your hotel and so on, we're going to have that. So we really, when I say we really customize this, it's because we do. We don't believe in one size fits all. We believe that we must be flexible and adapt to your needs and what your objectives are, okay? So this is so far what we have for 2015. Let's look at 2016. This is what we propose, and it's still kind of tentative at this point. Look at that. So we have a show in Las Vegas for construction. We have Vancouver, Canada, okay? We have South Africa Agriculture Show and Morocco. We have a Houston show for offshore technology. We have India. We have Brazil. We have England. We have Vietnam, Taiwan, Hong Kong. We have Atlanta for the UAV. And then we have, not only we go, we bring the buyers to you. In the case of lumber products, we have done Mexican delegations and Chinese delegations to buy wood products from the state. We bring in the Caribbeans now, okay? So we select those markets that are key for that specific product. And the Caribbean is big for southern yellow pine and hardwoods and all that, you know, especially because of all the hurricanes they go through. So we bring them to you in the case of the lumber products, okay? So now, who are these people that can help you? Here they are, okay? Many of you have worked with them already, so I encourage you to reach out to them time and time again. Again, as I said, if you have a trip you're taking somewhere soon to China, wherever you are, to develop business on behalf of your company, please let us know. Because if you qualify for a STEP, we can pay for 50% of that travel, okay? And if you're paying for consultants over there to set up those meetings, or if you want to utilize the commercial service, Carol's office, for the Gold Key service, which is the B2B, while you're there, we also pay for that at 75%. Now, you do have to match 25% of that. But I can tell you it's sometimes $300, $500, and that's it, you know? But you get so much more in return. So if you have individual trade shows you want to do, let's say you want to go to Las Vegas for some kind of show you're doing, do you know that we can pay for that as well? Okay? So let us know if you're going on your own or with whoever you're going. We can assist you with that. I always tell the companies, come to us and ask questions, because I might not be able to do it. I might say, no, this is not in the ground, we can't do it. But we want to hear about you. We want to hear about what your needs are. And talking about Lisa, okay, Lisa, I was telling them about the New York, San Francisco show that we did. Lisa's traveled with us. She can tell you when we mean just show up, we mean just show up, because we have everything taken care of you. Okay, so here are some of the other resources we have, okay? We have resources in South America. Orlando has been with us since 1995. He's been around as long as I had a husband. So I can tell you, he is, I say he's my second husband of South America, because we hired him in 95, exactly the year I'm married to. So he is awesome, and he's been around for a long time. He knows the state. These people come once a year. If you are interested by any means with interested in any of these people, they come in July. Okay, so let us know, and we'll make sure that you actually meet them. They come to you, okay? They come visit your facility. That's what they're here for, not only to hear about the state and what our expectations are from them, but they're also here to meet you and to see your product, your applications, and so on. Now, I also would like to let you know that this summer, we are going to be going around visiting companies on a regular basis, because when we go visit companies, because we want to learn about your needs, like I said, but we also doing that because we want to see your applications, your products. That's important to us. We love to do tours of your facilities. That's very important for us to do that. Now, so this is the best part. I get to have the honor, Governor, today to introduce you. We have a table here for you. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor to introduce to you a man of great leadership to the state of Mississippi. His strong commitment to job creation and industry growth is exhibited here today as we focus on creating new opportunities for Mississippi companies to export their fine products and services around the world. As the Economic Development Ambassador to the state of Mississippi, he shares the message that Mississippi's skill force and strong business climate create the prime location for investment opportunity. Since taking office in 2012, Governor Bryant has announced more than 17,000 new jobs and more than $2.4 billion in new corporate investment. And he strives to maintain that supportive business climate to ensure Mississippi companies might enjoy an even stronger competitive advantage and continued success in our state and in the global marketplace. Through his leadership, Mississippi's economic development efforts has produced and continue to produce strong returns throughout our state, proving that Mississippi is a great place for business and that Mississippi Made is known around the globe as a mark of the finest quality. I can personally say that Governor Bryant, with whom I have had the pleasure to travel abroad on business development missions from Brazil to Israel, Governor Bryant is a privilege for me to serve you and the people of our state. I ask you all to please join me in welcoming the 64th governor of the great state of Mississippi, the Honorable Phil O'Brien.
Thank you, Rose. Would you just hand me that? I'm going to stand down here. Thank you, Rose. Good job. Good job. Thank you. Thank y'all for being here. Please, I know you probably needed that stretch. It's right after lunch. Getting a little sleepy, and then the governor shows up. So thank you, Rose. Now, Rose, you may notice, is not from around here. But she did go to school at the University of Southern Mississippi. So we know she got a good education. She's been doing a remarkable job. It's really a lot of fun to be with Rose in some place like Tel Aviv. Because I got Rose going, and then I've got Ofer Avaran, who's got a very heavy Israeli accent, which is only noticeable to those of us that don't. And so you can imagine, here I am, from Morehead, Mississippi, trying to figure out what both of these are saying. But what I do understand is they were both talking about business. They're both talking about exports. And so Mississippi, as we began to move to that new level, and have no doubt we are, as I travel around the world, as we have people from around the world coming to Mississippi, there is definitely a different attitude about what we're doing in business and how we're going about doing it. I'll show you some numbers in just a moment. Exports. If you're going to move to the new level of where we want to be, you have to have a very robust and successful ability to export your products. Now that means first you got to have a really good product. One of the things that I have found out, and I tell people I'm a salesman, I work on commission. One of the things that I have found out is people will not buy bad products, even in China. You can't sell it. You can probably sell it once, guys, y'all know, but the second time, So we got some really great products. One of the reasons that we've been successful, we've got great products. And you got to have a way of getting it there. Got to be able to ship it, get it there from your factory, have a transportation system, have some really good companies. It was pretty amazing. We had just the other day the CEO of UPS here from Mississippi talking about how he started loading trucks in Greenwood, Mississippi, and worked his way up to be head of the global UPS. And then we've got that little company up there near Memphis. What's that? That's called FedEx. Yeah. And we think the head of FedEx is sort of a Mississippian. He's close enough. Memphis is the largest city in Mississippi, so we know that he's close enough to be one of us. So we know how to get things there. We know how to distribute them. We have a system of our great ports, air, rail. We've got to work hard at improving some of those, but we can get them over there. We can certainly help get that done. And then it's relationships. Sometimes good salesmen, you got to have somebody over there that speaks the language, that knows the people, that can hustle. Got to have a good salesperson. And then building relationships with those companies. Y'all know these things, but every time I've seen a company embrace those simple factors, it works. And pretty soon they begin to sell their products overseas. Now, Rose talked to you a little bit about what we've been able to do. And we're very proud of the fact that we have helped create 17,000 jobs. Y'all create those jobs. We just create an environment where it's easier and more productive for you to be able to do that. And one of the reasons we've been able to do it is private sector investment, $2.4 billion. Mississippi in 2012, for the first time ever, reached $100 billion GDP. $100 billion GDP. That was the first step onto that new level. And so this shows you how rapidly we have been moving and the good things that have been happening. Why? Well, just look at some of the ways that we are graded. Now, when I was in the private sector, we had a program called PIP, and it was performance-based, and it was the strangest thing would happen. The more I would work, the more successful I was, the more money I made. And Deborah found out I'd get a bonus if I worked really hard. And so she just would remind me of that almost every week. We really need that PIP check. You know, we need that PIP check. And so we like to grade things. I've been graded all my life. And so I like to see how we are doing. Let's see how we're doing. We're in the top 10 states for doing business. That's Area Development Magazine, not the Phil Bryant organization, not the governor's office, but Area Development Magazine, which is made up of people who do just that. They send their site selectors around and say, what is the best state that has the best environment? And let's rate them 1 to 50. And y'all always heard that, we're the worst in every category, right? Well, not in Area Development Magazine, we're in the top 10. Really good to have a top 10 football team, but that goes away pretty quickly, didn't it? We're in the top 10 for economic development. Why? We're number 4 for the most tax-friendly state in America. That's Kiplinger. They know a little bit about tax structure. They say we are number 4 in America for the most friendly. I've cut taxes 41 times since I've been governor. 41 times. It's a little over 3.5 years. That's why we're where we're at. And this is the one I love. Mississippi ranks number 5 in growth of women-owned businesses. American Express. And I would just dare to guess American Express knows something about the spending habits of women and men. But American Express said, we want to find out because we want to get these women, these business women, these entrepreneurs to borrow money from us to start their small businesses. And where's a really good place to start? Well, number 5 in the nation is Mississippi. That's not the national narrative, is it? Oh, no, ladies. Folks in the New York Times editorial room believe we have y'all chained to wood-burning stoves down here. You're number 5 in the nation. Thank you, ladies, for creating jobs and growing your businesses. You see some of the, Ted Yamamoto there, president of Yamamoto Tire Manufacturing in Mississippi. There's no question we made the right choice. You think that Yokohama's going to export some tires from West Point, Mississippi? You betcha. You bet they are. They're going to make them there and ship them all over the world. One of their biggest customers, of course, will be the United States. But we're talking about an export manufacturer. Number 2 for the best development in oil and gas. Sure, we've got a company right now that wants to put $8 billion with a B into a facility on the Mississippi Gulf Coast to export LNG. Export it. We're doing so good in oil and gas, particularly natural gas here, that LNG has become an export product. We're going to begin exporting natural gas and probably liquids before long. Not all of it because we want to keep our price where it should be, but that liquid natural gas is going to be an export, an $8 billion investment. We are just very close to making that announcement. Last 10 years, our exports has grown 380%. In 10 years, 380%. If your company grows by 380% in the next 10 years, you'll probably get a bonus. Something good is going to happen around your place. I can assure you. And these are not numbers. This is the International Trade Administration, Office of Trade and Economic Analysis. So again, I'm not creating these numbers. These are true. Number 1 for competitive labor costs, Business Facilities Magazine. Number 1 for competitive labor costs. And people say, oh, no, that's because y'all pay those poor wages down there. You know, it's just so cheap. Go to Toyota and Nissan, Yokohama. Ask those workers what they're making. Making a good living. Making a lot better living than we ever imagined we would when most of us watched our parents struggle on the farm. My dad was a diesel mechanic. So, yeah, our wages are good. The difference is we don't have a lot of union activity, and so we don't have to pay the janitor $27 an hour, and we don't have to provide health care for the rest of their life. Yes, we have very competitive costs because of the tax structure that's low here and other good environments that we have. Some of the targeted industries, you know them, advanced manufacturing. We're going to open another mega site this afternoon in Madison. A couple of 1,000-acre mega site there in Madison, Mississippi, and I'll predict that it's going to draw people from all over the world. Products there, advanced manufacturing. It's a medical collaboratory. They collaborate at the Laboratory Research and Development Center out there. It's one of the few in the nation. I guarantee you by next year at this time, we'll be talking about exporting products there. Aerospace, sure, we're shipping products all over the world. I was at Raytheon not long ago for their expansion in Forest, Mississippi. It is one of the largest defense industries in the nation is located in Forest, Mississippi. They manufacture the most advanced radar systems in the world, and they ship them all over the world. Forest, Mississippi. Now, I mean, I love folks in Forest, Mississippi, but it's not exactly where you would think you would have the most advanced manufacturing. I went into their new facilities, almost 1 million square feet. I've never been in Area 51, but I would suspect that's what it looks like. They had black curtains up over most of the room. I couldn't even see what was in there. I mean, that's the type of thing that's going on here in Mississippi. Agribusiness, of course, still one of our businesses, largest businesses. The Mars Company, about 3 months ago, decided that they would move their Global Research and Development Center, Mars Company, yeah, they make all the good stuff, but also Uncle Ben's long grain rice, also Pedigree dog food. They're the largest pet food manufacturer in the world. They have a pretty substantial research and development center. They want to move it out of California. Taxes are too high, energy costs, political environment, whatever reasons they wanted to move. Guess where they're moving? Greenwood, Mississippi.